Hey Defying Gravity Volleyball family, it's Coach T and I'm back with another YouTube video. In today's YouTube video, I'm continuing this series where I explain all the volleyball positions for beginners, and in today's part 5, it's all about the opposite hitter. Make sure to like and subscribe and turn on my post notifications for future videos, but if not, let's just hop right into the video. So the opposite, also known as the right side hitter, is primarily an offensive player on a team. And they are primarily hitting on the right side of the court, and that is position number 2 in the front row. However, it's really important to remember that the right side isn't just an offensive player. They have their hands in all aspects of the game, and that includes defense, which makes them the most versatile player out of the 6 positions on the court. They truly have a big role in blocking because when they're in the front row, they are blocking their opponent's outside hitter, which, as we know and we learned in our other part, they garner a lot of the distribution of a set because of the angle that they're at. So they have a large blocking responsibility in the front row. They play a lot of defense on serve receive because they are passing all the way around. Hey guys, this is me editing this video. I just want to make a quick little note. I got like one person on my social media that was like, how can you say that opposite hitters are playing on serve receive? They never do that. DSs always get subbed in for them. So I just wanted to point out, like, I don't think I have to acknowledge every single little nuance in these videos. That would be like hours long videos if I did that. So yes, of course, just because I say that they pass on service receive doesn't mean that 100% of opposites in history have never gotten subbed out. My reasoning for saying this is because I say they're versatile, and to me versatility as an opposite means I don't even have to consider subbing you out because you're good at serving, serve receive passing, blocking, digging, setting. You're good at it all, attacking. So that's my reasoning for putting this out there, that I want to inspire hopeful opposite hitters that are beginners to work on all aspects of the court so you just get more playing time. What's wrong with some more playing time? Of course, there are many coaches that choose to sub out and use a DS for the back row. But let's just hop right back into the video. They're also attacking, giving their setter a third hitting option. And a lot of the times they're also a big server, so they truly have their hands in all aspects of the court, making them that versatile player who likely also plays other positions. Usually a right side hitter, especially professionally, is known to play other positions because it's just proving how versatile and athletic that position usually is. But one of the opposite's biggest roles is that they're truly the setter's right-hand man, no pun intended. Because a lot of the times in a really tough 5-on rotation like I run with my varsity team, they're switching constantly with the setter and not getting in their way, but also utilizing them as a hitter or as a block option. Sometimes if the setter picks up the first ball and they give it right to the opposite hitter, the opposite is going to set up the ball. The opposite truly has a lot to be good at, but also manage, and that's why this position is often overlooked, but it's the most impactful position. So as we learned in my other parts, I compare the positions to more popularized sports because I think that's a good way for beginners to really click with what this position means, what attributes it needs to have. So we learn the setter is like the quarterback, the libero is like a goalie in soccer, the middle blocker is like a center in basketball, and the outside hitter is like a wide receiver. So the opposite hitter is much like a shooting guard in basketball. This is because the similarities are that the shooting guard and the opposite are usually leading scorers in offense for their team. And this is true, and it's not true for all teams, but usually an opposite hitter is a big, big role in offense with their attacks, finishing, earning points for their team, serving. Offense is really important for an opposite, just like a shooting guard in basketball. One of the biggest things, however, is that a shooting guard is known as the most versatile player on a basketball team, and that's the same as we learned for an opposite hitter. They're very versatile. They're good on both ends of the court, so defense and offense. So it's very clear how impactful the opposite position is for all aspects of the court. So why don't we just dive right into what attributes sets apart a phenomenal opposite hitter from a great opposite hitter. So I came up with 6 attributes. The first one is versatility, athletic ability, consistency, adaptability, efficient and quick decision making, and of course, last but not least, communication skills. So as I've said a lot, because it's the biggest attribute of an opposite hitter, they are very versatile, and you need to have versatility to excel in this position and set you apart from other people that are vying for your starting spot. So it essentially just means that a starting opposite hitter is consistent in blocking, attacking, serving, serve receive passing, digging, and especially working alongside the setter. The biggest position on the court, the quarterback, the setter, you need to be able to have a good connection with your setter. So you can have all those attributes, but if you do not have a team player mentality to work with a setter, which goes into communication skills. So I'll tie that in right here. Communication skills, that's why it's on every position's attributes. You need to be able to communicate and work with your teammates in order to also really tie in all these attributes all in one. You need to have that, because you can have all these great attributes, but if you can't work with them, it's not going to work out. You need to be able to collaborate with the setter effectively and have a good relationship with them. And the third point, athletic ability. Of course, for any position in any sport, you want to have athletic ability and be agile. But for the right side, we know they have to be good in multiple areas in the court. And just to put it out there, doesn't mean you have to be perfect at everything 24/7, but it usually means that from anyone on the bench or on your team, you're the most consistent in all aspects of the court. So being athletic and having athletic ability really helps in that, because you have that stepping stone of, okay, I'm athletic and I've worked on probably for years all of these facets of volleyball and I've gotten it consistent. So being athletic really helps in continuing to learn the skills. So our next point, consistency. So yes, you can have all these great attributes, but if you're not consistent, what's the point, right? So I think that's why it's important to add consistency, because yes, you can be athletic and have a good pass most of the time, but volleyball, as we know, each play is different from the next. You really can't know how a play is going to look. So if you don't have a baseline of consistency, and that means in serve receive passing and blocking and digging and attacking and serving, then it's going to be a little hard for your coach to be able to know if they can trust you on like really tough game points per se. So being consistent will really help you push in your versatility and continue to be the best that you can be in the position. So ensure that you're getting a lot of reps and watching a lot of volleyball to continue being consistent, not just athletic and versatile. You need to be consistent as well. My next one, adaptability. This is almost as important as versatility, because you can think that versatility and adaptability are one and the same, but they're truly not. Because yes, you can be versatile and like really put your hands in a lot of things, but if you're not adaptable to be able to be moved to another position in the middle of a season because there's an injury on the team and you're the most versatile, so you need to adapt and go to a new position. And last but most definitely not least for this attribute is going to be efficient and quick decision making. So especially since you are the setter's right hand man, you need to be able to make quick but really efficient decisions. So, like I said earlier, if the setter picked up the first ball, and that's known as setter out, so that means the setters cannot get the second ball, and they set it up right to you to push the second ball to one of the other two hitters, you need to be really quick and make a setter's decision, and that's a big role, right? But you need to be able to make the perfect decision in that moment. All right, so this next section is going to be all about my right side hitters that I think you should be watching. And we all know from my other parts in this series, it's not just about getting repetitions in volleyball, it's also about watching volleyball. You need to watch professional, D1, D3, whatever kind of volleyball, you need to be watching it. And like we know, the right side hitter is the most versatile. So a lot of these people that I'm going to be listing are also outside hitters per se. So I think that actually attests to that the versatility attribute is very accurate. So usually if you're versatile, you're able to be moved to other positions because you excel in other areas like passing or blocking, attacking. So just keep that in mind. So my first one's definitely going to be Reese Robbins. So she is a part of Louisville and she's only in her sophomore. I think she's going into her junior year playing volleyball, and she is known as one of the most consistent and best right side hitters currently in the D1 game. Reese has definitely put her stamp in the Louisville history for being one of the most fun but also consistent opposite hitters to watch, because she is explosive, but she's also making sure that she is hitting each point in volleyball. Like we learned, she is blocking, she is attacking, she's doing it all, and she does it really, really well and consistently. And I think she's someone that most people that are interested in learning more about opposite should definitely watch some of her highlight videos, or if you can watch a game, check her out. My next one's gonna definitely be Merritt Beeson. So I did include her in the outside hitter part as well. So this is just a testing too. She's very versatile and she's known as one of the most consistent and impactful athletes in pro volleyball now as well. Her debut, she made a real show. Like she started really strong. She had stats in multiple areas. So I think Merritt is a really good person to watch if you want to see versatility. Even watching her in the outside position, you can see like, wow, she is good in multiple areas on the court. And as a Nebraska alumni, I can see where she gets it from. Most of my favorite players are from kind of the same teams. But Merritt is truly someone that I think you should watch if you want to see someone that's very consistent in all areas of the court. Next, I'm going to talk about Kennedy Martin. So she is one of my favorite players overall. So she plays for Florida, and she is again also known as an outside and opposite hitter. So if you see that, wait, she's actually this, she's just again a versatile player, just like Merritt Beeson, where she is so good at attacking on opposite sides of the court. If you think about that, people that are opposites and outsides are hitting on completely different ends of the front court row. So it's like they are so adaptable and versatile, and they excel in those different positions, even if they move them in a different game. So Kennedy is a very tall and explosive player who has a big impact on her court, no matter what side she's hitting on, outside or right side. She is getting those blocks. She's definitely attacking. I think if you want to watch more of a quick, efficient decision making type of player that's very impactful and consistent, I'd say Kennedy Martin is really good at that because she clearly reads the court before she hits, like most of these pro athletes, and then makes that decision. And she completely impacts her team positively with how consistent and efficient she makes those decisions. And last but most definitely not least, Matt Anderson. So, like the other ones, Matt Anderson, I also included him on the outside hitters part because he is also considered an outside hitter. And Matt Anderson is just, I've been watching him since I was a kid. He is a part of the USA men's national team and played in the Olympics. And he is, again, one of the most impactful players on the court. Like I said, in the outside player positions, he's a big leader. His teammates look to him for consistency and for leadership. And no matter the side of the court that he's on, he's going to make an offensive impact. And obviously, all these athletes are professional and D1s. So that's not to say they aren't all like that. But if I'm picking my favorite things about these players, my favorite thing is that Matt Anderson has an impact not just on offense and defense, but also with his leadership on the court. So all four of those people, they have certain things that I particularly like about them, but they all fully embody what it means to be a versatile, adaptable, explosive, and impactful right side hitter. All right, so let's wrap this all up. I did just say a lot of beginner stuff about the opposite hitter. If you want to learn more about the opposite hitter, a more intermediate level, where I explain certain plays, fundamentals, rules, regulations, any sort of intermediate stuff about this position or any of the other positions, let me know in the comments down below. But if not, I hope this really helped you guys out. Please be sure to actually look up those opposite hitters to really learn from them, and make sure to like and subscribe and turn on my post notifications. It helps me out a lot. And also, thank you for 200 subscribers. We are really getting there to my goal of 500. And it's been really cool to see subscribers pick up not only here, but also on my TikTok and Instagram, which I will show here. And you can follow them if you want to keep up with my blog, website content, my memes, and all the extra stuff I post on my socials. Thanks for watching. I really hope this helped out aspiring coaches, new players, people that want to get a little refresher on the fundamentals. And if you have any questions, I love hearing your feedback or getting some ideas from you guys while I keep adding to my little list. So I hope this helped you guys out a lot, and I'm going to see you in another video. Bye.